So when it comes to a unique selling proposition, words are the most powerful weapon that anyone else here can use. If you think about yourself, from a biological standpoint, I know none of us paid attention in 9th grade biology or cheated off the kid next to us like I did and made friends with them. Your tongue is hidden by two different parts of your body, your teeth and your lips. And that's why, from a biological standpoint, it's the most powerful weapon that you can have when it comes to talking to people, whether it is trying to close a business deal, convince someone to go out with you, or whatever it might be that you're into. That could be weird. It's 2020, so I don't want to go down that route. But what I'd like to do is give a presentation on why words are the most powerful weapon that you have. So we have our friends here, Amanda and is it Mrs. Woodle? Oh, yeah. Mrs. Woodle. They're out, hundreds of millions of years ago, these dinosaurs. And they're talking, look, their mouths even move. And they were gossiping about our champion here, Casey Jones, out in the wilderness of dinosaurs. Look at him, just talking. And Casey Jones, the champion of the world over here with her belt and everything, heard of this gossip and called out Amanda. And Amanda found out that Casey Jones found out she was gossiping. And Amanda became overwhelmed with sadness. Aww. And she decided to go see Casey Jones. And so she went to Casey Jones, champion Casey Jones. And she said, hey, I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm sorry.
I said a lot of bad things about you.
I said a lot of bad things about you.
And Casey Jones said, I know.
I know.
I've heard. And Dinosaur Armando was just like, hey, what can I do to make it right? I said all these bad things. I'm truly sorry. I will do anything to make it better.
Sorry, I'll make it better. Anything I can do.
And world champion Casey Jones said, go, get a pillow.
Go, get a pillow.
From my room.
From my room.
And bring it back.
And bring it back.
And then world champion Casey Jones took that pillow and cut it open, and all the feathers went everywhere. And then the window opened. Look, the window opened. And all the feathers flew out. And Dinosaur Armando was like, hey, why'd you do that? That's weird. And world champion Casey Jones said, go get all the feathers. And once you retrieve all the feathers, then I will forgive you.
Go get all the feathers. And once you retrieve all the feathers, I will forgive you.
And Amanda said, that's impossible. And Casey Jones said, yes, it is an impossible task because the words that you said can never be taken back. So whenever you're talking with someone, the words that you say are very powerful. So you always want to make sure that you're making a good impression with someone, and give it a hand for them. So a unique selling proposition is essentially you telling someone who you are. So the most common question when you go to a networking event is,
what do you do?
What do you do? I don't know. I wake up, I eat breakfast, hang out. So what you need to do is change your mindset. And when someone asks, what do you do? They're actually asking, who are you? So think about it. Next one says, what do you do? Well, one way around that question is like, well, what do you mean? What do I do for work? What do I do for fun? And then you can gauge where that person's mindset is. Are they in a business mindset? Are they more fun and easygoing? Because when you're talking to someone, you want to start with why. Because people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do something. So if someone asks, what do I do? It's like, well, I manage money. How do I do it? I work at some organization, and I like to make money. That's not a very compelling argument. And actually, I got lunch with Sean, and Sean asked, actually, like how did you get into money management? And You know, my parents were divorced. Sean's parents happen to be divorced too. And it's not that I'm trying to convince Sean that I'm like a trustworthy person. I'm just telling him who I am and why I like to do what I do. And that was an immediate connection that we made in that moment. So by telling people who you are rather than what you do, you'll be able to make more connections with people. And the more connections you make, the farther you'll be able to go in your profession, in your career, in your life. Because as I said at the beginning, you know, you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. And that's my presentation. And if anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to ask them. Yo, rock, paper, scissors, and one of you gets this as a gift.
Wow.
Or you're just going to deny it. Who wants it?
No.
Oh, you got rock, paper, scissors for it.
We gotta wear the hats.
Y'all get to keep the hats.
So I have a question for you.
Oh, I won. Oh, dang.
Boo! Champion! There you go. Thank you. Yeah, keep them. Yeah.
Wait, like for real?
Yeah, for real, for real.
Oh my God, I teach
Thank
elementary
you.
school.
Yes, Rachel.
So you made mention of, you know, the importance of knowing how to answer that question.
Mm-hmm.
But in knowing just kind of how limiting and sometimes like boxing in that very question can be, what advice?
It feels terrible.
Right?
It's like, what do you do?
So what advice do you have to other people who are networking, and what question would you recommend that they ask to others that is not so confining?
We've had like many speakers come here, and I've been like sitting in this room and watching. Like, you need to have an elevator speech where you tell someone what you do. I'm like, it doesn't really work. Like, networking has turned into not working. Have you ever felt like you go to like all these networking events, it's just like a waste of time, and like people are just slinging business cards? Like, that might have worked if it was 1920, but it's 2020. Like, we have Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Medium, Tumblr. Did I say LinkedIn? You got LinkedIn too. So like when someone says, what do you do? Like, I always like to say, is like, do you mean for work or for fun? So if someone means for work, that means they're a business-minded person. They want to know what you do for work. But if they go, what do you fun? Then it opens up the conversation like, oh, like I like to ride my bike. I live at the beach. You know, I like long walks on short piers with sarcastic people. It's all good. So no matter what you're doing, that helps you gauge what kind of person is, because everyone communicates in different ways. Some people are more like, get to the point. So that's going to be like your CEOs, your business people. They're like, the reason why I'm calling is this, versus if you call your grandma or your mom or your dad, they want to know everything that's going on. So when you can distinguish the way you communicate with different people, that'll open up more doors on opportunities. Thank you. And then now we have Sarah Broglie, and she's going to tell us everything that we would love to know about retirement and the best ways to accomplish that.
I'm just gonna leave mine there.
Okay, can you read it?
Yeah, put it on the table right here. Yeah.
Hey guys! So I realized one thing that I messed up with doing with prepping is I did not include dinosaurs, so I'm just going to apologize in advance. Also, I know we are short on time, so this is going to be as involved as I can make it. I'm going to talk about the investing basics and saving for retirement.